And Judge, sorry, that was 43.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to show you 44. Do you see this document?
Yes.
Okay, what's going on in this document?
I received a complaint the past couple of weeks regarding the attached citation. There was second citation issue. I'm gonna read it just like I say. So if I don't sound articulate, it's because that's the way it's written. All right. There was second citation issue, but no mention of that in the complaint. I was finally able to review. You have to minimize it. I was finally able to review both videos this past week. You may want to review the body cam and squad cam videos for some questionable behavior of Deputy Lucky. A violation doesn't appear consistent with the statute verbiage, arguing with the driver after issuance of the citation, accusing driver of texting numerous times, then later stating he never said that. So what's going on is I pulled someone over on a citation stop. I observed him. I gave him I remember this like yesterday. I gave him an inattentive driving citation.
What was the race of that driver, if you know?
He was, I believe, white.
Okay.
Or yeah, he was white. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
Do you know why Captain Trimboli would have been reviewing your body cam?
They were always reviewing my body cam. Anytime anybody made a citizen complaint, I had a couple white citizens call in a citizen complaint, and they will review it. And I was doing my job. I was following policy. I wasn't disrespectful. Hey, how you doing? I'm Deputy Lucky from the Milwaukee County Sheriff Office. I'm pulling you over because of this. And I think I was pulled over because that was the sheriff, one of his friends, whatever. Because if you look at the video, he states multiple times, I'm friends with the sheriff. And I believe that is what they
sheriff who we're talking about?
Lucas.
Okay.
He dropped Sheriff Lucas' name, and I believe that's the reason why it got reviewed, because they made an issue about that because I gave him a citation and he close friends. And my thing is I'm gonna be fair and not biased to everybody, not just because we know somebody.
Okay, and this is to James Novotny. Is that right? At this time, is Mr. Novotny the head of your shift or something else?
I believe I did meet with Novotny, Captain Novotny, and Lieutenant Gottschalk. They pulled me in the office about this, and they told me they reviewed the video and they stated that there was no issue. They said you were a professional, but they just said just try not to give too much explanation behind giving somebody a citation, because he kept name dropping and
Okay. That was 44, but we're gonna move on to 45 here.
Yeah. Trimboli was just adamant about trying to get me written up. That's all.
Okay, so this is Trimboli here to Catherine Trimboli. And it says, ask JN about this review today. He stated he didn't think anything was done wrong, even having the discussion that in order for this to be inattentive driving, the violation has to, according to statute, to interfere with the person's ability to drive the vehicle safely.
Definitely, it interferes with the person's ability to drive. If you're looking down at your phone while you're driving and you're not looking up and you impeding traffic behind you, and you have enough cushion to go forward, that's definitely interfering with the ability to drive the vehicle safely.
Okay. Now, what is this part of this document here, this discipline?
That's something I wasn't even supposed to see, but I'm glad I'm seeing it. It's a Deputy Lucky informed took place. They didn't have anything to say, so what they said was I was wearing a traffic vest, and due to it being windy outside, sometimes my vest goes over the body cam. It happens. It happens to everybody. So they wanted to put something on paper to say, hey, we had a discussion with Lucky. They wanted to satisfy Trimboli, I believe. So they just said, hey, we had a discussion with him about something. And so they just put that on there. And Lieutenant Gottschalk and Captain Novotny said they reviewed it and I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay. So then after that, she's like, but there still is issues for Trimboli.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. She was after me. She was after me big time, to put it like that. and I know Captain Devani sensed it. I know Lieutenant Gottschalk sensed it.
Okay, let's move on to Mr. Gladney here. This, oh gosh, this 5-3. So this is up to June 21st of 2020. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. And this is from Mr. Gladney to Mr. Hughes, saying that he will be speaking with you today about your concerns. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. And then these are your bullying concerns?
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to tell us if Mr. Gladney ever spoke with you about your concerns?
He did.
Okay. Now, we saw from another email. Here's, I guess, my question is: are you able to explain to me how Mr. Gladney got involved in this from Mr. Hughes?
Because I wrote the email about it. I took that action without talking to Gladney. But
Okay.
surely he learned of that email when I wrote the email and sent it out.
Okay, but
He
this isn't the
very prompt. He received it just like everybody else
because you sent it to him among other people.
with him. Yes.
Okay.
I looked at him as a supervisor too. I sent it to every supervisor,
At this point, Daniel Hughes is what's his job?
inspector.
Inspector. Okay, so can you go over the hops between sergeant to inspector?
You have like 5 hops, 4 to 5 hops. You got sergeant, lieutenant, captain, inspector.
Okay.
But it's something it's 2 different kinds of inspector. It was a deputy inspector. I forgot the titles but I believe Daniel Hughes had more power than the other inspectors. I can't really.
I understand. And why is Mr. Hughes, put it another way, did Mr. Gladney explain to you why he, among anybody else, was chosen to come talk to you?
No. You said did Gladney explain why he was the reason, or why
Right.
somebody else was?
No. Well, did Gladney tell you why he was going to talk to you? Why he was talking to you?
No.
Okay. Do you know why Gladney, as opposed to anybody else at the sheriff's department, was talking to you about this issue?
Well, Gladney was supposed to be the union president, and I believe he was in correlation with him to try to fix the matter.
Uh-huh.
And Daniel Hughes, I'm not sure. I didn't know they had these behind the scenes conversations
Okay.
until discovery.
But so this doesn't say union matter on it, does it?
No.
Okay. It's bullying, right?
Right.
Okay. And so he doesn't say, I'm going to be speaking with you today about his concerns as union president, does it?
No, I don't think he was in the union. I don't think he was in the union costume. I would say costume, uniform, whatever you call it. I don't think he was acting as a union president in his role.
Okay. I got you. Maybe hats might be a union, wearing his union hat.
Correct.
Okay.
He wear it when it's convenient for the agency or whatever. I'm not sure.
Okay. So that's okay. And I guess I want to be clear because this is much like, or I guess, is there a parallel here between Tromboli telling you to go to talk to a sergeant and now this inspector telling a sergeant to go talk to you?
It's a little similar.
So you see this document?
Yes.
Okay. And so this is what Mr. Gladney is actually telling to you.
I have been speaking with Hughes about your son. Yeah, that's what he sent to me.
Okay. And so this is 621. And Judge, I'm sorry, for the record, I was on Exhibit 53 and now I'm on 54. Okay,
All right, thank you.
great. And then or just for timing purposes, this is at 6:21 at 12 a.m. and somehow this other one is sent at 6:21 at 12 a.m. Okay. So he goes, I will be speaking with you today about your concerns. And then almost immediately he sends out this other, I didn't mean to stop that. Sends out this other one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, there we are. Okay. And then he says, I have been speaking with Hughes about some of your concerns, and we are currently working on diversity, sensitivity, and racial equality training. Do you see that?
Yes.
Other than this conversation, did you speak with Frederick Gladney about his conversation with Mr. Hughes?
No.
Okay, so this was the sum total of communication?
He did. He informed me that he spoke to Hughes, but there was never no outcome or resolution to anything.
Okay, so the harassment didn't get any better?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
And there was no policy change?
I didn't see any policy change. I know there later months down the road, everybody was taking I don't know if it was bias or probably was some kind of training, but nothing immediate where it impacted me or it didn't affect me. Everything was still the same. It was
Okay.
just a test, a seminar video or something like that, some kind of training on a LMS that you review that people quickly scan through and still can pass with flying colors. It don't stop anything. There was never no sit down meeting or anything like that besides that investigation I had with Stiff, which backfired on me and I got suspended.
Okay. And here's another email somehow sent from Mr. Gladney at 6:21. He really is having an active minute there at 12 a.m. You see that?
Yes.
That's the third email he's managed to send in a span of 0 seconds.
Right, I see it.
Okay. I'll just read this out for us. The minority deputies are having major concerns and having a hard time with this and what's going on. With me being called later about this may be problematic. Did you see that part?
Yes.
Okay. Did Mr. Novotny talk to you after this at any time?
I did speak with Navani.
Okay, how did that go?
Nowhere. He just pretty much said, hey, we're gonna try to get this. We're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna talk to you about it. He tried to, but nothing again, no outcome, no resolution. He informed me that he was put on notice. That's it.
Okay. So, and you heard Mr. Novotny testify earlier this week that during the meeting which the sheriff decided to terminate you, he did not mention anything about this being put on notice about your race complaints, right?
Correct.
Okay.
What document is that?
That was 55 and this is now 56. All right. And here is an email from Mr. Novotny to Mr. Gladney and saying, thanks, Fred, I appreciate it. I have been talking to administration about this, and I'm sure that you will be called in the near future. Do you see that?
Yes.
Did anybody from administration reach out to you after this point?
Just the investigator Stiff to investigate me and about about my concerns. Again, that's the meeting that backfired on me and I got suspended.
Okay. Okay, so this is the next steps are getting suspended and the law enforcement officers taken away and having to go to the see a psychiatrist. Is that
Yes.
okay?
Yeah. And they promised me it would not backfire. They promised that I would not be disciplined or any of that, and it still happened.
Okay, so there's no way that Novotny didn't know about your race-based complaints while that they took away your law enforcement powers.
Everybody on that email link knew about the race-based complaint.
Okay.
Everybody. And if you can look at it, it say DL MCSO patrol supervisor. That's the area supervisor. And then it say DL MCSO deputy inspectors. That's area inspector. If you can look at even though Chris Naird, Byers, and Gladney got it twice because I tagged them personally,
Mhm.
and I also tagged them for MCSO patrol supervisor, so they received it 2 times.
Okay.
And Mr. Novotny didn't deny receiving this, right?
No, he didn't.
Okay, but Ms. Zillig denied knowing anything about this, right?
Correct. Well, they pretended to not have any recollection of it until documents was presented.
Okay. See that one. All right. You see this email here?
Yes.
Okay, this is Sunday, June 21st. This is in response to the bullying email, right?
Yes.
Okay. And this is James Novotny saying that he's going to be dealing with this, right?
Yes.
Okay. And this is also, there's a time when Molly Zillig and James Novotny order other people not to respond to your complaints, right?
Yeah.
Is that in relation to this?
Yes.
Okay.
What document?
Counsel, thank you.
This right here is 5-9. And we'll just go over here and look at Miss the 6-1 here. You see this one? 61.
Yes, I see it.
Okay. And we went over this with Mr. Novotny and Ms. Zillig about how they had ordered other people not to deal with your complaints, right?
Correct.
Okay. And based on this, do you believe that Molly Zillig was aware of your race-based complaints?
Yes.
Okay. And did she testify? Was she able to recall any of your knowledge of any of your race-based complaints during her testimony?
She wasn't able to recall anything. And like to piggyback off this whole thing, this is how you know it was like retaliation, or they didn't arrest my powers. I worked an entire shift. That day. Then at the end of the day, I didn't have my gun. I had my vest. And they waited till I worked the full shift to suspend my arrest powers. If everybody feared for their safety that much, like they said they did, why didn't they do it in the morning time or before I put on my gun belt? Why nobody took my suspending my powers before then? So that means they didn't only put myself in danger, they put other people in danger as well. If they feared that much that I was going to be a threat, that's how you know the whole thing was BS.
Okay.
Because they said that they were so dangerous that you couldn't return to work at all, but they allowed you to work. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
And no supervisors didn't approach me that day. Nobody can talk to me. Nobody reached out to me and said, "Hey, are you okay?" After I didn't wrote the email, just like all the supervisors ignored me pretty much. Like I was just walking around there invisible or something.
Okay. And here's an email from Ms. Tromboli to Mr. Novotny and Molly Zillig, among others. Daniel Hughes as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then it says, just for information attached, and by the way, this is 65, just for information attaches a memo documenting a meeting Sergeant Gladney and I had with Deputy Lucky in October of 2019. Did that meeting take place?
Yes.
Okay. Which meeting is that?
This was addressed, so it's sent to a supervisor. That's the one. You remember you showing me that email?
Mm.
You showing? Yeah.
Sure, I may remember, but for the record, if you can just explain what concern this is talking about here.
I believe race-based complaints and I've been ganged up on, things of that. I have to see the document, but
Okay, and this is the roll call one?
it could be.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find it.
Yes, wait, is that it? I think that's it. Yes, because this fall on October 12th, 2019. That one with Triboli was October 20th, 2019.
Okay,
But the way they wrote it up, Triboli made it seem that if there was a resolution to it, she made it seem like the problem was solved, and we had this meeting, and I it made it seem like she lied in that report. The way she summed everything up is that everything was taken care of. And when I read that report on what she put in there, none of those things I admitted to what she was insinuating, and said Lucky took accountability and said I didn't say anything that she put in that report.
I got it. Let me just for the record be clear that the document that we're looking at is 37,
Yes.
and we're saying that that's the document that you were that was being referred. This is the meeting that happened in October of 2019.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Because that's October 12th. I mean, that other one was October 12th, 2019. This one, October 22nd, 2019.
Okay. And so at this point here in June 21st of 2020, Molly Zillig is aware of your discrimination complaints, more than one discrimination complaint, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did Molly Zillig ever reach out to you about your discrimination complaints at that point?
Never. During this hearing, it's the first time I was able to see her. I've never seen her in person. I never knew what she looked like until I seen her face on this computer screen.
Okay.
I always wondered what she looked like.
So, okay. So she's, let's put it like this. You explained to me that you were familiar with the discrimination policy, right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall whether or not Mary Paul was able to describe the discrimination policy?
She wasn't able to.
Okay. And she was, a part of her job was to enforce the discrimination policy, right?
That's her job.
How about Molly Zillig? Could she recall the discrimination policy?
Nope. They had to have it in front of her.
They had to have it in front of. How about Mr. Smote?
Nope. They had to be in front. They don't have any recollection. It's not in front of them.
How about Mr. Novotny? Could he recall it?
Nope.
All right. Can you recall it?
Yes.
Okay. What is the discrimination policy?
So discrimination policy is anybody discriminated against due to their race, age, gender, or sex. It can be a numerous of things, but as far as the thing that stood out to me is you can be able to skip chain of command if you feel comfortable with speaking to a certain.
Based on that policy, is there anything that the sheriff's department has to do when you make a complaint?
Yes, they're obligated. They're obligated to take steps to get the things resolved.
Okay. So based on the policy and these emails here, do you believe that Molly Zillig violated the policy by not investigating your issues?
Correct.
Okay. Do you believe that James Novotny violated the policy by not investigating these complaints?
Yes, he spoke to me, but didn't do anything about it.
Okay. How about Danita Ball? Did she violate the policy by sending you to Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Okay. How about Ms. Tromboli? Did she violate the policy by sending you to a sergeant?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody shot me backwards, and I thought you're supposed to go up the chain.
Okay. And Mr. Hughes, did he violate the policy by sending you Mr. Gladney to come talk to you?
Yes.
And did Mr. Gladney violate the policy by not actually talking to you, but just sending you an email?
Yes.
Okay.